What's up, banana bunch? Bunch? Bunch?
Welcome to the Jungle Gyms podcast. What's up, Banana Bunch? You know what time it is. It's time for another episode of the Jungle Gyms podcast. I'm your host, Mark. Welcome to the show. Got a little action-packed action here for you this week. Oh, we're off to a good start. Cool. Listen, I could edit myself, but I want you to have genuine Mark interactions, okay? That's really what we're here for. The microphone keeps moving on me too, which is fun. What a day. Hope you're all having a great week. Thanks for tuning in. For those of you that are listening to the audio-only platform, you're welcome. I meant to say thank you. I really appreciate the support. And of course, we also release this show on YouTube. YouTube's a hard nut to crack, so I always just tell people, listen, if you're just going to listen to the audio version, that's cool. But why don't you just click the YouTube link for me? You can put it on the background. You can still hear it. And then if you want to see what we're doing, if you want to see what's going to happen today, because today's a visual episode. Listen, no jokes here. I mean, it's all jokes here, but I got a visual episode for you today. So we've got two things going on. Today we're joined by wonderful Pistachio. You've probably had them. They launched a new flavor here in Jungle Gyms, and I told them that they could only advertise on my show if they could successfully throw their pistachios into my mouth. That's not a joke. That's literally what's about to happen. Really excited about that. And then I met up with some people at a local community group, the Ish Festival. They're coming on to talk about an upcoming event that they've got going on here. I'm going to teach you a little bit about not just Jewish culture, but also about South American culture, because they're doing this fun event in Cincinnati on Saturday the 22nd. I don't know how calendars work, but the Saturday of the release of this show. How about that? Where you get to try out some new foods. There's tequila tastings, all kinds of fun stuff. It's really cool. And I'll introduce you to the founders and one of the creators of the event here in just a few. But first up, do we think that wonderful Pistachio has great aim? I wasn't sure what to think, but I learned a lot about pistachios today, thanks to Jinesh. So, Jinesh, what's up?
Appreciate you having me. Fantastic opportunity to just talk about our no-shell flavor line here. We just added a new guy here, sea salt and pepper. Launched in March. Really, really good, bold sea salt flavor, and It's got the right kick of the pepper in it too, the black pepper.
Yep.
It's a really good addition to the family of no shells that we have. The original classic roasted salted, as we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, a staple in the Borison household.
Right. We have the lightly salted for our more salt sensitive folks.
Sure.
And then our original flavors were the chili roasted and the honey roasted.
Okay.
And then we expanded with the barbecue and the sea salt and vinegar a few years later.
Yeah.
And then our latest addition, like I said, is the sea salt and pepper.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah, it's a cool product line. And honestly, one of the things, this sounds so stupid and maybe lazy of me, but I was very happy when you did the no-shell lines, because I never really ate pistachios because it required manual labor.
The work.
You know, I'm like, peanuts are going to win this battle now. So now, a little more depth of flavor, a little more action. I was joking with you before. I don't think I've tried half the flavors that you have out.
Yeah, I mean, they're...
The Magnificent Seven.
The Magnificent Seven. Right. There's a movie reference for everything. Yeah, I mean, we just keep coming out with them. There's some really great innovation. It is really hard to keep up sometimes.
Yeah.
But they're fantastic. Speaking of that doing the work, it's a nice little alternative to what am I trying to say here? Just snack away, I guess, right? Yeah. The in-shell, if you want to be a little more mindful of your snacking, slow it down. It's great. It keeps your hands busy while you eat. But I, like you, sometimes just want to get it over with and just keep snacking. Yeah.
Idle hands are the pistachios playground.
Right.
I had to tell everyone, he had notes. It was all prepared. And I was like, before this, I was like, listen, Jinesh, I'm probably going to derail this multiple times.
All right.
So I love you, wonderful. And he's great. Please be mad at me.
No, I mean, each has their own use case, I guess you could say. Just depends on what you want to do, but just great snacks altogether, good source of protein, 10 grams, or 10%, sorry, I should say. In each serving size, good source of fiber, non-GMO, project verified. So
that's awesome.
Just hits all the healthy check marks. Yeah, there's worse snacks, but there probably aren't too many better snacks.
No, exactly. I love that
Right.
too. Well, I mean, I was being serious too. I was very happy that you came in with a list of notes too. Like that is legitimate. I say it fairly frequently on the show, but at least whenever a guest comes in that prepared, I'm like, that's a note to all of you out there. Bring your notes. I love it. Nobody's going to be mad at it. We want the correct information. You know what I mean? It's like, don't feel weird. You know, feel weird when I'm putting the enchanted blindfold on, but until then.
Wait, there's an enchanted blindfold?
Well, I mean, I think it's from the movie Enchanted, maybe.
Oh, okay.
So I had this for, it's Maleficent specifically. But,
Gotcha.
No, I mean, I can do, maybe this is a good time for the game because I haven't tried a bunch of these. Maybe we see if I can catch any of these pistachios with the blind. Do I look as incredible as I hope I do?
You do.
Thank you so much, Jinesh. And then maybe not only can you try and hit me with the nut, but also I should guess what flavor it is based purely on that. So
that's fair.
This is the. Did you think your life would go like this?
Coming to Jungle Gyms, you never really know what to expect. So I came in with no expectations, and here we are.
Already. Yeah. All right, from the sound of the bag, I'm guessing that is sea salt and vinegar. We'll see if I'm right.
Nope. All right, I should get a handful.
No, it's okay. Listen, I didn't prepare you for this at all. I literally sprung this on him.
Yeah,
everyone.
Basketball was not my sport. Oh, how about that?
Ooh, that is great. And was I right in the flavor guess?
You were right.
Sea salt and vinegar.
Yeah.
And everyone, I cannot see through this blindfold. I'm pretty sure you can probably tell.
Yeah.
All right. Damn, that was great.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wow, I think you just added a new flavor to the rotation.
Hopefully I can add like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, listen, if you do, I don't know, we'll come up with a prize.
Oh, no. It's a good thing you're wearing the mask.
Right. So close.
Split the difference.
Oh! Okay, also delicious. I'm guessing. Oh, I'm torn. It's either barbecue or the chili roasted. I'm going to say chili roasted and probably regret that answer.
It is the sea salt and pepper.
Sea salt and pepper.
Yes.
Oh, hey, everyone. Look, sometimes I don't know anything about food. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you described that really well. It has a lot of flavor, a lot more flavor than I was. Right. I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's a bold flavor.
Exactly.
All right, what's up next? Well, don't tell me. I got to keep guessing.
Yeah, you got to keep guessing. Oh, no. Nope.
So close. We'll give it one more.
Ah.
So close. All right, was this the one?
That was, I think those. I didn't track them. I could just put it in your hand if.
Oh yeah, I guess I'll do it that way. And then we'll just cut. Oh, he got it! That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to pick that flavor out too. It's the problem is you're like, hey Mark, can you eat a delicious snack repeatedly? Yeah. The answer is yes, professionally. I guess full disclosure, for the audience's sake, if I continue to blow this, the only one I've really eaten regularly is the regular salted one. Mm-hmm. Is that one the barbecue?
That is not. That is the chili roasted.
That's the chili roasted. Okay,
yeah. But
I think we could see how I might confuse those. That's awesome.
I think you might be surprised when we get to the barbecue.
I know. I'm going to be like, what is this, lemon? No, Mark, I actually just fed you a piece of cheesecake.
Yeah.
Jinesh, thank you for playing on. This is a great
It's all right. No.
People come in for this. All right. All right, I'm ready. I'm
ready?
prepared. We'll try again. Oh, that felt so close.
That one.
All right, here, we'll go.
Yeah, we'll do it this way
It's
again.
okay. Every time he loses, folks, I'm making him vacuum the carpets when we're done.
I brought the Dyson, don't worry.
Yeah, you get that Dyson Pistachio Plus model.
Yeah.
Ooh, is that the honey roasted? That's
is-
awesome.
That is the honey roasted.
Oh, baby, I get like, and maybe I think the blindfold's helping me. I feel like Daredevil right now, except not in shape or cool. But if somebody wants to make me a costume, I'm in. I get a little vanilla note in there. That's like the other. It's like that was almost like if you wanted a dessert nut.
Yeah.
You know, I am. You know, generally speaking in life, I don't need a ton of the honey roasted nuts. That is an absolute knockout. You get that sweet honey flavor, and there's just there's like almost, and I could be wrong, but I definitely get like a little vanilla hint in there. Wow. I always worry that people are like, is Mark full of it? I'm like, no, I just try to only have things I like on the show. That's the trick. That's where the facade is. I'm like, oh, I like pistachios. Cool, let's eat those.
This is genuine excitement that I'm sensing from you.
You're cultivating it here with me today. All right, what have we got next?
You tell me.
Oh, that was good. I feel like that should count.
Nope. Let's see if I can turn myself a little bit here and square up to your mouth a little bit better.
Am I positioned?
No, you're good. You're good. Nope. Last one.
One more.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Nope.
Close. All right. Well, I got them in my shirt.
All right. Well,
that counts. Lightly salted.
that is correct.
Yep. Still delicious. A more strong nut profile. Mm-hmm. So somebody's going to clip me out saying nut profile, and that's going to haunt me for the rest of my career. I'll just say it plainly. Nut profile.
Just cut to the chase, right?
All right. How many have we done so far?
That is 5 out of the 7.
5
We
out
have
of the 7.
2
Okay.
left.
And thankfully, my short-term memory is useless. So. Oh,
You know, we started off so strong on this, and
no, it's okay.
that one almost went up your
Look,
nose.
here's the real talk. You're doing incredibly well for something that I was just like, wouldn't this be cool if we did this 30 seconds before we did it?
Hang on. All right.
Oh,
I almost got that off.
Wait. Oh! Okay. That one's definitely the barbecue, right?
It's the barbecue.
Finally, okay. Classic barbecue flavor. I didn't know that I wanted barbecue flavored nuts until today.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely hits that, like, that would hit my craving spot if I wanted a barbecue potato chip, for sure.
It's my alternative.
Yeah, I mean, it's a much healthier fat.
Yeah.
Also how I describe my body type.
It's a healthy fat. I'm going to use that one. I like that. I'm putting on healthy fat.
Yeah, right, exactly. I was like, I just drink olive oil now.
All right.
All right.
Last but not least.
one, and I don't even remember what the last
All right.
option
I was going to
flavor
say
is.
the process of elimination here might get me.
I'm an idiot.
Oh!
I feel like an idiot. I'm like, I really don't remember what the 7th flavor was. We did sea salt vinegar. We got the barbecue. We got the chili roasted. We got the honey roasted. We got the regular. We got the light salt. We got the sea salt and pepper. You're going to just have to tell me on that one.
That's just the roasted salted. We never started off with that one.
We
ended with the classic.
Actually, is the one I couldn't determine. Impressive. Well, all
You were
right.
just overwhelmed by all the other flavors.
Honestly, they were so delicious, though. That was fun.
Yeah.
I can't believe. Can you believe that was what we did today?
No, I did not expect my Thursday to go that way.
All free throws.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, with you being here, are you guys local?
We are not. So we're based in California.
Okay.
The wonderful Pistachios company is. Grow all of our pistachios in the Central Valley of California. The world's largest vertically integrated pistachio processor and marketer.
What does that even mean? Vertically integrated? That sounds like something somebody writes on LinkedIn, and I just go, okay, celebrate.
So we own the land and the trees the nuts grow on.
Okay.
And we do everything: processing, packaging, marketing, selling. We do it all from basically the tree to the customer's home.
That's so cool. I had no idea.
Yeah, the only thing we don't do is put it in your mouth. Oh,
Yeah,
I guess
well,
we do now, right?
Yeah. And for a low price, Jinesh will come to your house. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Oh, my God. Well, honestly, Jinesh, thank you so much for coming out today.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Anything else you'd love to impress on the audience about the product? I mean, I know, obviously, I loved this. This is the only way I'd like to eat these anymore.
Right. Oh, well, give me a call.
Yeah, glad. I'm sorry.
No, just 7 great flavors or options to use for any variety of snacking needs or occasions. These are the smaller bags. We have larger options. The flavors come in 11 ounce. The roasted salted comes in a 12 ounce bag. We even upsize them from there. So from the small one to use a little bit at a time, or a big one to pantry load, we have all the occasions met across the board.
Yeah, if you're not hitting threes on a regular, you probably want the bigger bag.
Yeah, if you want a couple extra to vacuum up later.
Yeah, honestly, when I took up the mask, I was like, oh, this is way less messy than I anticipated. I was like, that's good on both of us.
Yeah.
Do the flavors come in the shelled shelled, I guess, would be no shells, but
no shell. Yeah.
So
shells. The in-shell, we do not have these flavors specifically.
Mm-hmm.
We have a sweet chili in-shell.
Okay.
And we have a salt and pepper in-shell,
awesome.
which is a little bit of a different profile than either of the chili or salt and pepper we have here.
That's awesome.
So
yeah. That's really good. That sea salt and pepper's great.
it's fantastic.
Well, I feel like people got to come in and see us.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you were out, there were people watching. If you were one of those watching, come in and try a sample. But seriously, Jinesh, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate you coming out.
No, I appreciate you having me. It's been fantastic.
Well, thank you for being on board for doing something silly. Well, hopefully this is a beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
We'll be back.
Hey, Jinesh, thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate you. Honestly, it's always fun when a brand plays ball. In this case, kind of literally. I mean, he was hitting free throws the whole time. I was impressed. Realistically, I feel like more brands should be weird with me on here. That's what I want. Honestly, I think let's not even this. I've been kind to Mark for a long time. I'm going to be direct and potentially aggressive, Mark. Don't come in if you're not going to have fun with me. Like if you're just going to come here and sit and try to be like, we have 6 new products. It's really good. You can come get it now. Just don't do that. Okay. I love your product probably, but send the most fun employee. Send the person that you know you have to send with notes because you're like, oh, I don't know about him. I'm also that employee. I want my energy matched. So thank you very much to Jinesh. That was really cool of you. All right. On that, let's move on here. Okay, folks. I know I didn't mention in my the beginning here, but we're talking festivals, so let me take a quick second to just remind you about some Jungle Gyms festivals that are coming up. The Jungle Gyms International Beer Fest is back, baby, and it is coming to you this June 16th and 17th. We've got over 400 beers from all over the world. You can talk with the experts, you can talk with the people that make beer, you can learn all about that stuff, and tickets are available now. You can go to junglegyms.com, or if you want to go even more directly, we also have junglefests.com. You can get your tickets right now for that before they sell out, and I'll be announcing some other fun festivals in the jungle here very, very soon, like in the next week or two. I should have taken a tally and seen which festival you all thought it was. I know some people, really the main 2 I get asked about all the time are, when's Cheese Fest coming back? And I guess because they're mouse people. When's the fire sauce weekend? And I'm like, all right, well, maybe it's one of those 2. Maybe it's a whole new thing. Maybe it's both. Maybe we have whole new things planned too. Very cool. Okay, on that, I want to teach you about Mimouna, and I want to explore a little of both Jewish culture, some South American culture. So we're talking Mimouna. You know why? Because I just learned how to say it. I want to introduce you to Marie and Rini. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Marie, why don't you start off? Tell me who you are, where you're from, why I have you here right now,
okay.
hostage in the studio.
Amazing. Marie Krulwich-Brown. I'm the founder, executive, and artistic director for Ish. I like to say that I am a transplant with local roots. I grew up in Indianapolis, but my dad's side is from here. My grandmother was born here. Her mother was born here. Yeah.
Got a lot of roots, haven't you?
A lot of roots.
Tell me a little bit about Ish.
Yeah, so Ish, we're a community engagement organization. We are all about making connections, fostering human connections, relationships through the platform of arts and Jewish culture.
Perfect. I love that. It's almost like you prepared the elevator pitch for me today.
I did not, but I've had an opportunity to practice saying, what is it? Ish? What?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I mean, I definitely immediately was like, Ish, got the joke. I was like, I'm on board. This is brilliant. Here for it.
Perfect.
That's so cool. Well, thank you, of course, for joining us. Marini, how about this? Same question for you.
Okay, so my capacity on, this specific project is completely as a volunteer. I'm a member of the Jewish community, and, I was asked if I would help out with this event in particular. And I think the reason for that is, this year's theme for Mimouna is Latin American culture and Hispanic, Spanish, and And that's where I come in. I'm originally from, I was born in Panama, grew up in Colombia, and then moved to Cincinnati about 26 years ago when my husband took a job with P&G. And we've been here ever since. But we had a chance also to live in Mexico City for a few years while he was, transferred there. And I actually had the opportunity to go to a cooking school there, which was really cool.
Wow.
So I think my involvement is, on the giving some advice on the menu and the food and helping a little bit with the prep of the food for the event.
That's amazing. And that event is coming up this Saturday, which is why I want to make sure that we've got it on the show. Talk to me a little bit about Mimouna.
Yeah, so Mimouna actually originated as a Moroccan Jewish holiday. Around the springtime, it culminates the end of Passover. And Passover is marked by a lot of things you can't do. You can't eat leavened bread. There are several holidays you're not supposed to work, etc. Mimouna is a celebration of the end where often Jewish neighbors and non-Jewish neighbors would come together for like a gluten fest to eat treats. It is a nighttime holiday, so come together for a meal, dessert, music, dancing, very much a family vibe, very much a community vibe. And so we love this holiday. We loved learning about this holiday. We celebrated last year in a more traditional Moroccan sense and saw an opportunity to leverage Mimouna, this great opportunity to celebrate Jewish culture among a multicultural group and to highlight different ethnic Jewish minorities. There are a lot of Jewish traditions and a lot of Jewish people and a lot of Jewish culture that comes not from Eastern Europe. And it's a wonderful opportunity to tell those stories.
That's so beautiful. And I hear, it's funny because I'm sitting here hanging on all of it, but then I'm like, Gluten Fest, that sounds like something we'd throw here at the jungle.
Not for me, not a good for Marie Krolwich Brown, but I would wave from a distance.
Listen, we're all here for inclusivity in general. I guess so in regards to what we've talked about on a cultural level, so what can we experience at your version of it here this year?
So staying true to, some of the foundations of the holiday, this event is food centered. It is absolutely about the food. It is absolutely about the beverages, alcoholic or otherwise. It is about the flavors, the colors, and the music, but really centered around that food and eating and shared kind of meal experience.
Oh, I love that. And so maybe, Rini, this is where you can jump in here. What are some of the things that maybe we could think about experience? Look, we're obviously in a wonderland of food right now, which I thought this all made sense for that reason. I was like, listen, I'm on board. What kind of things do you think, edibly speaking, can we expect?
Well, so Latin American culture ties in very well with this idea of, celebrations around food, because food is very much a part of any Latin American gathering. Meals are very special in Latin American culture. They kind of become this like family thing where they become an extended, to do. And so obviously the food here is going to be very, very important. And it was a little tricky because, as you can imagine, Latin America is a very diverse thing within itself. There's 20 countries. And so trying to pick what we were going to feature was a little challenging. There are definitely some, things that tie it all together. Very fresh, fruits, vegetables, plantains, things that are common to a lot of them.
Absolutely.
So some things you can expect specifically here are, also we were trying to obviously tie in the end of Passover thing where we couldn't eat certain things during Passover, and so we want to make sure those are featured. So we're going to have different stations and some past things as well. Some ceviche with some plantains.
All right.
An empanada station with a couple of different, empanadas. Some tacos to, I think we have some fish tacos on the menu. We have a paella, so we can feature Spain as well.
Yeah.
Some great drinks. I think some featured drinks for the night. And then we have a great, dessert station. I'm not jump in if I missed anything specific on the menu, but then I know that we have a very special feature dessert station where we're going to have some churros and then some Mexican candies and then a lot of fresh fruits with some of the Mexican spices
like tahini and chamoy and all that,
and all the stuff to make your own kind of thing.
Oh, that's exciting.
So yeah, so I think it will be really delicious and really fun, and a great tie-in of both cultures. So
it's really cool. And I meant to bring this up a little bit earlier, but you mentioned something off air that I have to bring up too, that you've done some of the cooking classes up here, right?
I have. It's been a few years, but I was lucky enough to teach a few classes here. And, coincidentally, some of the classes I taught were based on Latin American cooking. And then one of the classes I taught was a Rosh Hashanah class. So
that's
Jewish
super
heritage.
cool.
So kind of both of my, parts of my culture. And I really think those two cultures just go so very well together because they're centered around, a lot of the same values, a lot of the same things. When I was thinking about it, food is so integral to celebrations, both Jewish and Latin American.
Yeah.
And that's how Jewish mothers show their love, and that's how Latin American mothers show their love. And so for a Jewish Latin American mother, it's
That's 2 times
really
the love.
it's all about food.
Do you find there to be any culinary overlaps too, as far as some of the flavors, or is that pretty different there?
So I guess for me in particular, there definitely is because my, grandparents came from the Middle East and emigrated to Panama, in the early 1900s. And so obviously brought a lot of the Middle Eastern traditions and flavors. And my grandmother was an amazing cook. And so I've learned all of that kind of stuff. And then kind of blending that a little bit with the local flavors and
Sure.
and doing that. So yeah, I think that over, as always happens when different cultures emigrate to a new area, they influence the local culture, but they take some from there and then kind of blend together, and it ends up becoming kind of a mishmash of stuff that is really amazing.
A little good
the best
goulash.
of both worlds.
Right, exactly. I'm into it. Put me in that stew. I'm ready. Maria, it's something, and I guess for those of you watching along, you're probably seeing some clips of this now, but I got a little behind the scenes tour of the Ish space. So maybe you could tell us a little bit more about the venue where this will be held.
Yeah, absolutely. It's new to us, but not a new building. Gorgeous, a turn of the 20th century building, historic brick. It's in Northside, and we're kind of nestled right off the main thoroughfare, right off Hamilton and Blue Rock is that first main intersection. But we love the space. She is beautiful. We will be activating the entire first floor, the outside, and part of the second floor for this event. And if you come any kind of day of the week for more of a typical, you will not recognize the space. Coming this weekend, we are working with set designers, and we have created a rainforest inside, and we are building a fountain, and we are truly looking to transport you, not just your taste buds, but also your body, your eyes, your mind, 2 different worlds to really hone in and get a real live taste of what it is to immerse in these cultures.
That's awesome. I'm glad you said that too, because I was going to give the disclaimer. I'm I definitely went on a random Saturday that was not for an event. I was but the space is still beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I imagine working there is very fun. But then right after I left Lauren that day, I was looking through, I think at a previous event that you'd hosted in the space, and I was just oh wow, and this place looks incredible at night, and so I'm really looking forward to this. I think there's a lot of little interesting things that, for me, it's always about an exploration of culture, and I've got a little bit of, I got a nice mishmash in my background. So this is an area of my life I never really got to explore because I was physically distanced from the grandparents that were Jewish. So I was oh, okay, well, I kind of... There's obviously some passed down, as it were.
You're
right,
ish.
Literally, when I heard the name,
literally
I was just I love these people so much. I'm in it for the community.
Exactly. And honestly, that's what it's all about. That's what everything Ish does, is about bringing people together regardless of your identity or your background, and creating experiences that truly can be shared and explored by anyone.
Right.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, I love that so much. How often do you do events like this?
Yeah, so it's shifted over the years. So we started as this really big arts and culture festival in Washington Park. That was the single primary program that we did for several years. And then really in the midst of and after pandemic, we saw an opportunity and kind of heard a calling from community to do more and more. So I'd say, anywhere from every other month to quarterly to sometimes once a month, it flows with the year. I mean, we're super glad to be becoming a part of big citywide events and programs like Blink. And so that definitely, takes a skew on how we program the rest of the year. But yeah, we're every month or so we're doing something, and we're looking forward to continuing to host more and more in our space.
That's awesome. And I'm assuming tickets are still available for Mimouna.
Yep.
Where can people get tickets to
Absolutely. You can get tickets by visiting ishfestival.org. That's ISH festival.org. But no, in all seriousness, check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Ish Festival. If you search Ish Mimouna or really just Ish, ISH, I'm sure this will come up.
Yeah, Ish Cincinnati. Maybe.
Totally. I think too, the one thing that we want to mention is just as I think this is very true of Latin culture and Jewish culture, this event is something for the whole family. Parents with kids, don't think that this is not for you or you have to schlep and make all these arrangements. We do have childcare on site at the event in a different area. So parents, you can enjoy yourselves or pull your kiddos out to experience some of the music and the dancing and pop them back in to the childcare area. But we have a great family package. This event is really designed for adults, but adults of all ages. But we're really encouraging the whole family to come.
Love it. I think I'm a late night attendee this year, so what could someone like me expect?
Awesome.
Listen, Dave Attell's in town, and I've been trying to see him since 1997, so
Perfect.
I had to make a stop at the Comedy Club first.
Yeah, this is great. Well, what's great about Mimouna is in honor and acknowledging, this is part of Jewish culture, we are starting the event late after Sabbath ends. It is an 8 p.m. start.
Awesome.
And it goes till midnight. So really about, let's call it 10 p.m.-ish, you're going to physically feel the energy vibe turn up. We are shifting music. We're going to have a DJ playing a ton of salsa, really upbeat Latin dance music. The lights are already going to be dimmed because we're definitely going for that kind of ambiance, but you will feel a palpable energy shift.
Awesome.
We've got amazing dancers joining us, maybe some people painted as rainforest animals, who knows? There will be some surprises.
I volunteer.
Oh yeah, great. We'll take you. What animal do you want to be? Perfect. We did come in the giraffe entrance.
Yeah, I was going to say, which animal do you feel like I represent?
Africa,
let me know in the comments,
perfect.
Everyone.
I love it. But yeah, turning the energy up for those who have other plans that night or are, on more of a budget. That is a less expensive ticket, kind of assumes that you're coming after dinner and you're here for the drinks and the dancing.
That sounds fun. I can't wait.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. No, I do think this, I'm excited to check this out because I think this is it's a culture I didn't really know much about, right? Because it's again, you said it well, I'm Ish. So it was always interesting to me growing up, especially since I spent a lot of my youth in New Jersey and New York and getting that version
Very
of Jewish culture. Yeah, for sure.
Even if it's not Jewish, my mom's side is Italian Catholic and they're still so Jewish.
Yeah, it's
so Jewish.
It's so funny to see too. It's it's funny how New York just became that place. But I don't know, this is one of those times to me that I was really glad when you all reached out in the first place because I was like, oh, cool. I didn't really know this was a thing, right? Because in general, I'm not a particularly religious person, so I'm always looking for community engagement, but in a way that's not necessarily, and don't take this the wrong way, audience. I love that you have your beliefs that are different than mine, but not weird.
We're all about that culture.
You know what I mean?
Really, that's what it's about for us. We're not a religious organization. We're not looking to create barriers based on different beliefs. This is really experiential. These are arts based. These are opportunities to really feel a part of and become a part of a community.
Yeah.
And it's through things that all humans do: eat food.
Right.
We hope eat food, listen to music, smile, laugh, dance.
Well, don't put me on the list. For
All right.
okay? Smiling's one
We won't
step
hold
too
you
far. I don't want
accountable.
to share that with anybody. I think this should be really cool. Yeah, and it's just, I don't think there's a lot of opportunity for this as we get older. I feel like this feels like something that I would have gone to as a kid in a good way, right? Like an educational way that, and obviously maybe different now that I am old, but you don't really get too many of these, both educational and it's edutainment, right?
Totally.
Where I'm like, yeah, I want to go eat some delicious food. I want to try some stuff from South America. I want to try, and get this whole breadth of culture. I mean, that's the point of this show to me a little bit, right? And you said something really strong that I think is so great, which is that it's not about building barriers, which is why I tend to go for a cultural engagement first personally, because I feel like it's the opposite happens, which is like, hi, I'm inviting you in. I want you to learn about what we're into. And I'm hoping that maybe we find somewhere in the Venn diagram that the two of us exist.
Totally.
So
Totally. And like Rini was talking about, the amazing thing that happens when you have people moving into spaces, they take some of the culture and some of the culture goes with them. That's what we're here for. One, that's just the reality of the world.
Sure.
We humans, we do share whether we like it or not. And it's beautiful when you come together and can share traditions, share ideas, share recipes, and mix and mold and create some fusion that can only happen because you two people met each other.
that's cool. I love it. Well said. Well, thanks for joining me today, ladies. I really
Thanks
appreciate
so
it. I'm looking forward to
much.
seeing
Thanks for having us.
my first Mimouna.
Awesome. Come celebrate.
Yeah, and I'm hoping all of you learn to spell it. That's Mimouna.
Woohoo.
I learned to spell it too.
Well done.
Right before this. They were very aggressive about me learning to spell it out loud. Awesome. Hey, congratulations. Thank you all. And let's do this again
Thank you.
sometime.
Awesome. Well, thank
Yeah?
you.
Great. Thank you for having us.
Ladies, thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate you all setting this up. Of course, shout out to Lauren for getting us all connected. I'm looking forward to checking out the event. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I hope all of you will join me too. Because when we're, I obviously want to explore culture and food and all that fun stuff with you here on the show. But I think it's really cool when other people do the same thing and there's a little collaborative effort. So we'll go there. Like, look, all they said to me was, Mark, there's a tequila tasting. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I love tequila or not. I better find out the hard way. So you can be there too as my personal Uber. But, try not to hit me with those lightning fees late at night. Okay, folks, thank you so much for listening to the show. As always, I appreciate your support, love, kindness, all those other positive things. I will continue to bring the same out here for me. And on that, I'll see you out there in the aisles. The Jungle Gyms podcast is recorded in the WJJI studio inside Jungle Gyms International Market in Fairfield, Ohio. The Jungle Gyms podcast is produced and hosted by Mark Borison.